Hey everybody! Have you ever really thought about what freedom means to you? Everyone has a different interpretation of it. For some, it might mean the freedom of expression, or it might be the way you want to choose to live your life. Well, we found one of those places where the people choose to live their lives the way they want to, and we found it so fascinating that we couldn't pass it up. And the name of this place is called Slab City. So let's take you there today. If you want to learn more about the actual history of Camp Dunlap and Slab City, stay tuned till the end, okay? Welcome to Chasing Landscapes. We're Jack and Mary, and we're full-time RVers, traveling the country and exploring new places. I'm an artist, and we're always looking to capture our adventures on canvas. So come along with us as we go chasing some landscapes. Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to Slab City. It's a very interesting place indeed. It's free to live there, and people are free to come and go as they want. It's known as the squatter's paradise. Normally, the population grows in the winter months because a lot of snowbirds come down because the weather is really nice here in the winter time. But in the summer months, they all leave because it can get to be 120 degrees outside here. So you have a few people that stay behind and live there year-round, but the majority of people leave because of the heat in the summertime. So we're supposed to make a left-hand turn, and maybe you can see it behind us. There's a train we'll be having to wait for once we get there.
A bridge.
But
hopefully there's a bridge.
It doesn't look like there is, but it's alright. It's kind of a cool looking train.
It's miles long.
Miles, yes. So go slower. Alright, we're almost there though. Just have to wait for that train. Amazingly enough, there's the end of the train.
Perfect timing.
Yes. I wonder how long these guys have been sitting here. That was a mighty long train.
All trains on these tracks here are miles long.
Oh, here we are. Slab City. There's a gift shop. Bunker 3 tours. What's that? Slab art souvenirs. See the white containers there?
Yeah.
Those are for water.
Yes. And they pay dearly for their water. Oh, now that could be some retribution.
Here's a prime example of what happens when you cross people here in Slab City. And they aren't shy about telling you what they'll do. Town of pedo slayers. On a happier note, let's go check out Salvation Mountain. So Salvation Mountain was built by a guy named Leonard Knight, and its construction began in 1980. God never fails. So we are at Salvation Mountain, and this is Leonard Knight's sort of RV that he lived in for years. Check this out. Rain or shine, this man lived in this truck. The blaring heat of the sun and on cold winter nights. Can you imagine being out here and living in this thing? There's a little kitty cat in here eating. So interesting. And I don't know if this was also something that he lived in. Alright, this is the beginning of, looks like, the path to get up there. So you can, I think you can go in parts of it. Let's go up here. You're supposed to be able to climb to the top. Follow the yellow brick road. Ooh, I don't know if I want to climb up there. Looks a bit precarious. It's just paint on rocks. But it is fascinating. I think you might be able to climb up behind there to the top. See, that shows what's underneath of that paint. Alright, so here we are at the top. Although I did not climb up this way. That couple there did, though. But there's the Salton Sea in the distance over there. And here's the top of the mountain. And it's kind of blowing pretty good up here. Can you let us know what your name is?
They call me Doc.
Hi, Doc. Nice to meet you. How long did Leonard live here?
Leonard started this mountain in 1985, and that all has to do with the hot air balloon, which I don't know if you know anything about. Yeah, and that's the reason he's out here. I mean, there's a whole big, long history. It's really pretty cool. But he started in 1985, and when he first got here, all he knew was cement. So he had a little bit of cement. Cement was expensive,
yeah.
So he started mixing cement together. So when you make cement, it's kind of like baking. You have to use a very specific amount of ingredients, if you will, to get it to be proper. So he didn't have much cement, and like I say, he had no money, and it was expensive. He had no lime, and he had lots of sand. So he mixed way too much sand with cement, and after a while it crumbled and broke and fell down. Because in order to get some bulk up there, he would go to the dump and he'd pick up old refrigerators, stoves, washing machines and stuff like that, put it all up there and then fill in around it.
Oh.
Well, again, it broke and fell down. So when it fell down all this way. That's why there's a bulge in the mountain. The first mountain's all underneath there.
Really?
Yeah, I call this Salvation Mountain 2.0. And so if somebody says, hey, you got a lot of adobe around here, start using the mud. That's what everybody else does. Okay, so that's when he started using the adobe, because this ridge line all the way across through here, that's the edge of an ancient lake that used to be here. That's how this clay ended up here, and over the times of the lakes coming and going. And the salt there, because it was part of the ocean, he started using the clay. And that's all what's in the main part of the mountain here. The hot air balloon, the Hogan, stuff like that, that's what he did after the fact. And somebody says, hey, there's a lot of people in the world that are using hay bales, and they're covering them with clay, covering them with paint. It's really insulating, it's really great. And he thought, okay. So he built what we call the Hogan, that little green mound, and he kind of domed it over, and he was gonna live in there. But he got it done, realized that it was so insulating and soundproof that he might miss somebody coming here that had driven all this way to the middle of nowhere to see him in the mountains. And he never moved in there. He stayed in his truck. So this truck right behind us here was his house for 28 years.
28 years.
Yeah. So like I said, he got here in 85. The mountain collapsed in 89. He started over again in 89, 90. We're not real sure of the dates. And then it's gone this way. So before he left and went to paint Sunsets in the Sky, we started a non-profit corporation, and as a result, he told us what he wanted to have done. He willed us all of his intellectual property, that sort of thing. So we just wanted to keep his legacy alive, and that's what we've been doing.
That's cool.
Maintain it. That's all he wanted. He didn't want us to add to it or subtract from it. But yeah, that's all he wanted us to do. So we keep his legacy alive.
Cool.
And that's what we do.
Can you tell me how much paint he used?
Leonard always used to say 100,000 gallons.
100,000.
But in the last whole bunch of years, 11 years, 12, 13 years, we've put on a lot because it's constant upkeep.
Yeah.
We rely on people donating paint. We've got general contractors that bring some in. Just people bringing paint in. That's what we rely on.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just regular.
They know your colors.
Well, you know what? We don't really care what you bring because underneath it all, did you have a chance to go up the yellow pathway?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. You saw some of the darker paint on there. Looks like it's patched over. It's not yellow. Like for instance, where it says God is love, right above the O.
Oh yeah.
You can see there's a darker color.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's what Leonard used to call the ugly paint.
No, it's all beautiful.
Yeah. So it's a daily thing.
Message is what.
Yeah.
You see. Well, that's Leonard just wanted the whole world to know God is love.
Yeah.
He wouldn't talk to you about anything else. That was his thing.
He stitched this hot air balloon together. No way. Person maintaining the monument, maybe. Out of the rocks and adobe.
that place?
That's another art shop thing.
Church of Enlightenment. Be here now. Gifts, souvenirs.
Wow.
Some of it's limited, that's the problem. Slow the fuck down. I've got you, buddy. Got jump. They'd like to have some. We'll stop by the trading post.
What is Flamingo Camp?
Where's Dots?
Right here.
So hi folks, I'm Dot, and this is the House of Dots. I'm so glad that you guys came to see me
Yes.
Oh, good.
and check out my maze of immersion art installations. Here
Awesome.
we go. All right, we start with the pirate ship. So you
Oh.
can step up in there and see what my pirate and my mermaid are up to.
Okay.
So I've actually come up with a story. I guess her name's Muriel because I said it, but I'm not sure.
Oh, neat.
That may have just been the name she told this
Oh
bush
my
club.
gosh.
So she, this was her latest lover here, this pirate. And so mermaids, she's like, look, dude, I don't sprout legs, okay? I live in the sea, and if you want to be with me, you're gonna live in the sea with me. And so she convinces him to sink his boat. So this ship is supposed to feel like it's underwater in a shipwreck, and they died. You know, she died after him because he only lived for like 2 minutes after he sank his boat. But she didn't care. She got this bomb diggity thing underwater, and then it eventually has a coral reef, and you know.
That is so cool.
That's quite creative.
Thank you. I'm not done with it. It's gonna be a lot of painting going on over
Yeah.
there. So I don't want people getting paint all over them, so I'll wait
Right.
till it's hot and nobody will come visit. Alrighty. So it goes off like this into the other immersion installations, like the taxidermy dinner party. You can walk on around the corner there and get a good look in there.
So how long have you lived out here, Dot?
6 years.
And do you prefer Dottie or Dot?
So since I've been here, it's Dot. I changed it up, you know.
Okay, this is the taxidermy dinner.
Dinner party.
Oh my.
Yeah, and the newer storyline. So we moved on from these guys eating people.
Oh, wow.
Right? And now we got this guy back here. He's the youngest of the bunch. It's this guy's kid. And he's decided that they should go back to being vegans and protests and sits over here and eats the fruits and grains and nuts and things that he finds outside. And then wears a face of their latest victim to try to like convince them to go back to eating this way.
Oh, that's
He's even like, dude, all this meat is killing you. It's giving us diabetes. It's giving us obesity, our heart disease. We used to live longer. Look at how many horns are on great-great-great-grandpa's antlers. He has so many points compared to you. Grandma, you can't even keep up with him. Yeah, he's really convinced that they should go back to their old ways.
Wow, that's cool.
Kind of fun, right? It used to be that these guys are hunting people, which they still are. That's what his problem is.
Yeah.
It's a little macabre, but
Oh, it gets worse when you go that way. Yeah, I do have to warn children sometimes, or parents,
yeah.
you know, be like, you know, if you have a sensitive child, maybe take a peek in there before
Wow.
you send your kid in.
Right, right.
And then people play with my Barbies, and people do some obscene things with my Barbies. I'll come in here and be like, it's not, I mean, it is a WHORRER, so it is a horror house, but that's just a play on how so many horror flicks have some like obscenely sexual situations
Yeah.
in them
Right.
that really don't apply to the plot. So this is kind of one of those storylines where they end up naked and slaughtered and genetically mutated until they ultimately get all turned into these beasts that the G.I. Joe team has to come to town and take care of.
That is so
When
cute.
cats take over, that's on my website, amazeinart.com, and the story's Cato Taxo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
I saw that out
it's a
there.
dire future if that happens. And my cage fighting geisha's there, and then the My Little Pony feedlot brings us back to people eating meat again.
Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah, so it's about the feedlots that are around here. So I lived in Texas, and I've lived in West Virginia, and I've lived in a lot of places where there's broad pastures with cows in them. And you see happy cow life, and you're like, oh, I don't feel so bad. He looks pretty happy. Then you come to California, and you see what a feedlot is.
Yeah, yeah.
You will change your mind about how much you really like beef. I mean, it did me. It's like, it started with beef, and then, you know, just I had chickens, so then chickens were out, and so now we're vegan. All right, this is the tea party room, and it doesn't have a tea party right now, but it's getting a lot of new characters in here, like my pink ladies.
Oh.
One of them's a little blue.
A little bit sad.
That's one of my friend's artwork. And what was fun is this one didn't have any hair when they came to show up. And I had this wig that, like, it was just hanging out. I had it on for a couple of days just to play with it. And then it finally found its home. And it's funny because what does it make you think of? It makes me think of Grease, right? There's only one girl that ends up with weird colored hair, and the rest of them wear a pink jacket. But it still makes me think of Grease and the Pink Ladies, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on. Book collection up in here, and then there's you guys.
Yeah.
Nope. We're still here.
I'll let you get some good looks around, and I'll just leave you with the archive, doll collection, my armory. So don't messing with me, man.
Armory.
Armed.
That is so cute.
Little rats nuts. So this is everyone who lives in a fear's biggest fear in an RV, right? Because if rats get in your RV, they'll go straight for your little wires, the mice. They're
yes.
like made of some soy coating now that they really particularly like.
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
same within your vehicle, but your
Yes.
vehicle moves so much that you don't typically get a
We're
mouse
full-time
living in it.
RVers, so
Oh, so you know.
Yeah.
yeah, we know.
Oh, yeah.
We were at in Cody, and there was like tons of rabbits, and there was like, oh man, that's cool, until they ate my Starlink cables
Yeah.
because they're made of soy.
Oh my gosh, when we were younger, I worked at a dog pound, and people will, like, you know, dump off rabbits and things too. And so I ended up with like 3 rabbits that were supposedly potty trained.
I don't think there's
but
such a thing.
This was back in the day when, you know, you had phone lines
Right.
all over the house. It wasn't in the walls
Yeah.
really yet. You would have your phone plugged in, and the phone was way over there or whatever. And they ate all of them. All of the phone lines. Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
had to have all the phone lines, like, you know, right beside the phone and like up
Yeah.
off the ground. Yeah, my parents didn't like it. My mom was part to blame though. She really did like bunnies. So watch your head if you're taller than me. That's what the ducks are about.
Okay. Ducks.
We used to go, the whole thing went in that direction instead of right here is the phone collection. You're welcome to stop up in there, take a look in the fridge, and make sure you open the glass. You got to pick up the glass case to sit inside it a little bit on the counter.
Okay. Oh my. The bones collection. That's pretty interesting. It's cool. Wow, that's cool.
Oh, that picture you see out just morphs.
Yeah. What's in the refrigerator, dear?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh.
Looks tasty.
Last 4 years, we've been to 31 different states.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever counted up how many states I made it through. But once I found this place, I knew I was going to hang out here for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some authentic cobwebs going on.
Oh yeah, man. We let the spiders do just as much artwork around here as everybody else. And they also do a great job. Okay, there is one of these things that lives here that is just the worst. It's absolutely the worst thing that lives out here. And it's one of these little suckers right here. See that? And that's one of these things that these webs are allowed to stay as long as they kill as many of those as they can. It's called a bomber. That one's been there for a while. I'm sad to say. But yeah, I'm not gonna come in here and clean this. I love it. I love it. I love that this cobweb is, you know, it just adds to it.
Oh yeah.
Now
absolutely.
it creeps some people out. But when you live in a place like this, you start to learn that sometimes, like spiders, as annoying as they are, these ones that make these cobwebs, there's probably some, right, there's one hanging out right here, or that might be a dead one. But they've got long legs, they don't bite. Supposedly they do have some serious venom, but they can't bite us. And they'll live around the lights in my RV that I live in, and they'll eat the bugs, like, and they capture them too. Sure. So when you're like trying to cook dinner and you've got something that might be attracting, like the fruit flies or something around, they'll just consume them. So it actually works to your benefit a little bit. But yeah, it is annoying when you stick your hand in one. So often in the house, they come down. As nice as they are and what a benefit they can be, they can just do their job in here.
Right.
And freak other people out.
How do you get like all the RVs and stuff on your property?
So when I got here, I knew that I wanted to stay. And so when people were slowly leaving that first summer, one by one, I bought people's what we refer to as a POS trailer or RV, right? Yeah. And ones like this one that has seen much better days. They usually get drug over here. And when I say drug, it means it probably doesn't have any wheels on it, let alone tires. And so they usually are where they landed. And that's kind of how the maze thing happened. But yeah, I kind of help people get out of Dodge. You give them enough money that we both kind of feel like we got a deal. Sure. And then that gets them on and out of here a little easier. And sometimes, I mean, when I first got here, I noticed that there were a lot of people that were in more dire straits than what I would have realized. You know, when you come out here in the wintertime, there's a certain population of people here that are just snowbirders, right? And they're not desperate, right? Some of them are because it's so cheap to live here. But some of them are just RVers that do this party scene all the time. And you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, so there's those guys here too, right? And those are the people that I saw. And it wasn't until after they left that I realized that there was this other set of population here that thought they were gonna live here. They had like, yeah, man, I want to be a slabber. And it's like, really, it's not a rite of passage in any way to live through the summer. Please stay through the summer if you come and visit here in the winter. But it's not a rite of passage, and don't try to kill yourself to be a quote slabber, for gosh sakes. And that's kind of what happens is people come out here, they really think they're going to do this lifestyle, and it's more harsh than people realize.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
I mean, you really got to want it.
So what drew you to this place?
Well, originally it was kind of like everybody else. Wow, what's this weird Slab City place that I keep hearing about? And I'm living in my RV, and so like maybe go check it out and see what I think of it. And then just ended up staying because I really, as much as I liked traveling, there were a lot of things I didn't like about it too. And one of them was if you don't have a partner, it can be a lonely experience. And so I just found when I got here with the community that's here and the way that this place has an endless flow of people like you guys coming through.
It's so important. That's, you know, like we're snowbirds actually right now. So we're in Desert Hot Springs. And we stayed there for the entire winter, and we've been there the last 3 or Yeah.
Yeah, you find
Free
a place you
winters.
like and you kind of
Yeah. Go back there. Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of people that are doing the same thing.
Yeah,
so then
right.
you create this kind of community. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it's been
It's
here.
so important.
Yeah.
It just makes your life feel better.
Yeah. And then in the summertime we have a real skeleton crew that it's like then we're all kind of in the same mode of survival and making sure that everyone survives. I mean, you can't do everything for everybody, but we do try to provide enough that everybody makes it through the summer. There's a fair amount of like water supply things around
Right.
and whatnot to keep everybody at least hydrated.
Yeah, gotta at least be that.
Do you ever feel afraid to be out here?
No, I've never really felt any more afraid here than I have at any RV park or state park or national park or any other place where you're out someplace where no one knows you are.
Right.
And, you know, but here, everyone knows where you are. Everyone knows you're here. Like, it's rare that the accidents and the incidences that we've had out here that are of the dire consequences are escalations of things. It's people that get in beefs, and because there's this little want to call in the professionals, things can escalate to the point where someone doesn't live anymore. And that's unfortunate because that is one of the pitfalls of people thinking that this place is a place that you can do whatever you want to, because it's not. It's freaking part of the United States. And now, wow, man, we might have more police force out here that per square mile than like LA, or per populace of people. That's
Really?
for sure. Yeah, man, there are a lot of police out here.
I saw 2 today.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. It's the weekend. They're gonna fire up for the weekend, man. They'll look for any dollar they can get, just like anywhere else. They're looking for out-of-state, unregistered vehicles, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. They'll pretty much, they do it. They try to catch people here with that kind of stuff, but most people who have a vehicle out here have it registered because, we know you do that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They'll sometimes just sit right there at the gas station.
So we saw that you sell art pieces.
Yeah, you want to see some of my stuff?
Yes.
Alrighty. So we can get back around to the other side.
How exciting. This is so cool.
A lot of people's dusty, but it still works. It's not that dusty. And today I'm not bothering with it. It's just going to get dusty again.
Oh, yeah.
But that's people often wonder how we stay in the dark.
Okay, that's like,
You guys being on the road, you probably have started either looking into solar or already have it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're,
It's just so kind of expensive.
yeah.
It is, but I would highly
RV or
suggest
TV.
any lithium ion thing, one of those type of things that it's like an all-in-one unit. When you go to invest in it, just invest in, like, make sure it's in that and not the marine battery stuff.
Oh, no, of course.
Ow.
Yeah.
So this is a little gift shop.
Okay.
I recently tried to get in there and organize it, but again, that's one of those things.
Oh, right.
I have something else to do.
Right? When do you ever not have anything to do when you have a place like this?
So we brought you some presents.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so where we're staying in Palm,
Desert Palm.
yeah, all the snowbirds are leaving,
What's this?
and they're leaving behind tons and tons of stuff. So I brought you a bunch of stuff,
Yay.
and you can see if you like it, and take what you want, and leave what you don't.
Do you have someplace else to take it? Because most likely I'll just take all of it, and then we have a thing
No.
called Slab, and then Slab Mart, but people don't understand what Slab Mart is, and some people take their actual garbage there. But mostly it's supposed to be stuff like if I were to clean my hand and say I decided I was done with, which I would never, it's green and it looks like a plant, so that's sticking around till it's microplastic. But let's say I was going to clean my stuff up and dump off a bunch of metal or cans, things like that can be reused. You're supposed to dump that kind of stuff at our Slab Mart. And then things that are really much more usable, things that people desire in some way or another, that goes on the free slab. So it's either,
Where we're staying, they have a place they call
a free slab
a mini
type thing,
Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah.
I love the way all these little RV communities, because you can only have so much stuff in your rig, right?
Right.
That when you kind of settle down for a minute, you get a little bit of stuff, but then everybody just like gives it away, right? And you end up with, because I do get, Fountain of Youth has one too, and I've got a doll in here that came from that.
Yeah.
Oh, she was trash. She looked like she went to the prom. All right, let's see what you got. You want me to come with you?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Is your rig right here?
Yeah, it's right over here. So Dot actually had a couple people who'd stop by here, and so she's got to keep track of all of them. But we're gonna leave a card with her so she can come and check out our channel. So we brought her a bunch of stuff, and I hope she can utilize it. It looks to me like she will be able to, and maybe sell some clothing and stuff like that. So all right, we're gonna wrap this up, and we'll be. All right, we're here at East Jesus, and I just wanna mark myself safe, because this is a safe space. Get it? Loaning my plane, and this is what I get. Ooh. These are so cool. Oh, my throne. That is so rad. I wonder if that lights up at night. I see you before you see me, before I see you. Aliens and dogs welcome too. Interesting weather vanes. I don't like vandals or looters here. Hi. Thought that was a real person. I wonder if any of this stuff has been used at Burning Man. Abandoned ship. So if you're wondering what people do when they live here, this might be it. If you're an artist, this is the place to be.
Is this incredible or what? Wow. Museum of Modern Art.
That's what it is. This is amazing. Looks like the Star Wars. Help me up. Imagine putting all of this stuff together. Looks like an elephant. Dorothy's house. This is where it landed. All right, let's see the TV board. It says, don't be yourself. Wow. Somebody has a great distaste for dolphins. Maybe a dolphin did them wrong somewhere along the line. What do you think, guys? Park right there.
Probably. Follow that sign.
So what you can do is come over here, and if you have something to trade, they will trade with you literally anything. It doesn't have to be money. If you have a lighter or whatever it is,
Some water.
Yeah.
A rock.
They do have a charging station there, so that's kind of good. But there's some people going out for a ride there. So it's pretty cool. So we made a trade at the trading post. Well, we actually just bought a sticker, but we made a trade, so they let us sign the board.
Cool.
Alright, this is the sticker we bought. Alright, I think that's a good message.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Interest. Around noon to 8. Up until smoke lounge.
I like the poles there with license plates all over. Water is life, yep. Slab City Care Club.
Awesome.
Cold drinks. California Ponderosa. I don't know what that is. There's a hostel. It was kind of cool because she said that, you know, people don't often realize how hot it gets out here.
Right.
And it can kill you if you're not prepared for it.
Right.
So she helps people get through the summertime here. And, you know, she was saying it's kind of, people think it's a rite of passage kind of thing, but it's not really a good idea if you're unprepared to be out here and you have nothing, you know. So let's see if we can find where is this internet cafe is what I'm wondering. So I guess this is where all the trash goes.
tonight. They play music there. And that place will be a jam session tonight.
Yeah, I think it's Saturday nights though.
Oh, we're Friday night.
Yeah, this is Friday.
Okay, it won't be jamming tonight. Perhaps. Perhaps it will.
Look at these interesting things out here. There's a couple shoe trees. So what do you think of your experience here?
I think it's fascinating. Absolutely 100% fascinating. The people that we've met, every one of them has been fantastic. Very nice. But they also, they know there's bad things that happen everywhere.
Yeah.
And so, but the folks, they just want to live in a nice, peaceful place, environment, without being told what to do or how to do it. Could I live at a place like this? Probably not. I kind of like
Doing what we're doing now.
I like what we're doing now, and I like more. I like having a bit utilities.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if they have solar, and like Dot has solar, so she's okay. She has electricity, and she has whatever things that need to make her life comfortable.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool how she was so enthusiastic about helping us, you know. She just jumped right in there and started explaining what each thing was.
She knew what we were looking for, and she freely provided it.
Yes. And it was just, the imagination was off the charts. So we're nearing the entrance. Okay, what's your name?
Jimmy James.
Jimmy James. How long have you lived here?
7 years in this spot.
Wow, really?
Year round, yeah.
Yeah. And you have dogs
Dogs for adoption.
dogs up for adoption?
Yeah, there's
huh?
strays that I find here, and we get them spayed, neutered,
Oh,
rabies shot, all their shots. I microchip them in my name, and then I teach them some basic manners, and then I try to find them homes.
Do you find them homes here?
No, I try to find them homes out of the desert if I
Yeah.
can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather get them out of the desert.
How do you find that? How do
People
you...
coming here
Oh, okay, good.
to the store, yeah. People coming to visit.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably, I've been here 7 years. I've probably saved about 100 dogs so far.
good.
Wow, that's great.
Mhm.
That's a good thing. And he's got all kinds of cool stuff for sale here.
Yeah, we're a co-op, Slab City and local crafters.
Awesome. I like these.
We'll talk to you right now.
I like
Yeah,
these.
store set up pretty
Really
sweet
neat.
once the winds go away.
And you make these rings
Yeah,
here?
make the rings, yeah.
Oh, those are really nice. And I like these too.
Yeah, my friend Rock and Roll Randy took the pictures and I paint the
those are neat.
frames. They're wood
Oh, cool.
frames. He's the one that designs the t-shirts for me too.
I don't know if you can see that, but those are really neat.
Does he live here? Or...
He's in a winter, comes for the winter, and he goes up to Maryland for the summer.
Oh.
So he's got a house.
So what are these for? Just, are they?
They're butterflies on a stick made by my friend, her name escapes me. April. Yes, April. She lives in Bombay Beach right now, but she lived here for many years.
You got some more people
Yeah.
coming.
our exit. And what do we find when we are leaving this place?
Dun, dun, dun.
Reality ahead. Babylon system is the vampire.
In other words, turn back before it's too late.
We are soon to be reality again.
Yes. There's nothing but crazies out here.
If you like this video and would like to see more, please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but it lets YouTube know that you like us and you would like to see more from us. Thank you for watching.
So here's a little bit more information about the history of Slab City and how it got its name. In 1942, Camp Dunlap was established in Niland, California, for training artillery and anti-aircraft for the Marine Corps during World War II. It was considered an ideal location to prepare soldiers for war in North Africa's harsh environment, as well as its proximity to aircraft carriers in San Diego, California. After the war was over, the camp was no longer needed, so it was dismantled and most of the structures were removed, and little remained of the actual facility. But what did remain was debris from the buildings and also the foundations of the buildings, or in this case, slabs. That's how Slab City was born. In the early 60s, there were workers from a nearby company that made creosote that started camping out in that area, and when nobody seemed to mind, suddenly it began to attract snowbirds and squatters, and it's since become a haven for anyone seeking the off-grid lifestyle, attracting artists and hippies, along with those not wishing to be found. But freedom also has another meaning here, because Slab City is also known as the last free place, because you don't have to pay anybody anything to live there. Because it lacks the basic infrastructure of a modern city, like electricity, running water, or lack of police presence, the people of Slab City are often enforcing their own brand of justice, which you got a little taste of in the video. So I think that's about the long and short of it. I hope you enjoyed this film. Do you have a question, comment, or suggestion? Please let us know. We like talking to you. We'd sure appreciate you liking and subscribing to our channel. Be sure to hit the notification bell, and please share with your friends.